Every concept of the word and every discipline of the word, either of the contemporary or of the old order, they have a history. When you are talking about media and you are talking about promotion of culture, all boils down on the publicity. And I want to inform you that publicity is as old as man himself. If you look at publicity, you see that as man continued to increase in number, so there was need for publicity. And then there was the emergence of the media. And since that time, there have been medial activities. There have been media men here and there. Of course, from the birth, you could see that they were given to promotion of human activities. And when we are talking about human activities, we are talking about essentially man and his activities, which boils down to what? Culture, which today is referred to as culture. But when you look at culture, culture has different aspects. It starts from language, it starts the food you eat, the music, the arts you do, etc. But if you look at the media, you see that the media depends largely on some certain societal milieu. Take, for instance, looks at what is happening in the society. But the much the media could do depends largely on the sophistication or the simplicity of that media. So when we had local environment, whatever they were doing that time was localized. But all through history, today, we're in global period, and we talk about globalization. One of the consequences of globalization is this online media. Media had been there right from the onset, but the online media came in. When it came in, before we know the online media, our understanding had all been that we talk about globalization. And most of us wonder, what are we trying to globalize? Because we do not have the instrumentality of globalizing. What are we trying to globalize? And we came to the conclusion that, well, the concept of globalization came in through the West, and the West want to globalize themselves, not really the Africans. But with the coming in of the online media, when we then saw that, of course, not only the concept might come from the West, but I think every individual, every village, every society, no matter how simple it may be, with online media, it can be globalized. Because as you are doing your things right now, anybody who's connected, you'll be watching, no matter where you come from. So you can see that, unlike what we had in the olden days, that things are limited to the environment which you had. And when it came to print media, how many people had access to print media? So when it came to radio, of course, there was a little bit of enlargement of coverage. But with online media now, I think everybody is connected. And so we want to appreciate that the online media is with us now. And I'm sure that they have continued to promote culture. Like I said, when you talk about culture, one of it is our dress, our music, all this. What is trending these days now? See, now we talk about dresses. Some of the things we put on these days. You know, you put on a dress and people elsewhere are watching you directly. Of course, such things are very contagious. Immediately you see people start copying you. The same thing, music. Of course, when you put up music, you put on your language. Any music that you like to depict culture must speak in the language of the people. And it will surprise you that Nigerian artists are watched all over the world, not only in Africa, even in Europe. And not only by Africans in Europe, but also the Europeans themselves. So you can see now that we have started popularizing some of these things. Then most of the documentaries that I have been watching on the media, on the online media, shows that, you see, particularly some of these local things that we are hitting here. When we read online media and they are telling us about some plants that are indigenous to us here, that they are useful to this, you can use it for this, you can use it, then you are amazed that this thing is growing just by my house here, and I don't know the uses. So they are not only promoting things that are to do with sociability, but also things that are to do with our livelihood and our health. And you can see that they are contributing in no small way as far popularization, internationalization, and globalization of not only ideas, but culture and all that is entailed in culture. It has that potency because, like you said, mostly it happens as it happens, people are watching it. That's one aspect of it. The second aspect is that it could be documentary and people will watch it. Yes, the Europeans or the West, largely, they have used it in selling themselves to us so that we accept them. Yes. Yes, I see it being done here too, but with the following conditions. One, the online media practitioners must be investigative in their journalism. They should go for documentary, research well, get the truth, then bring it out. Of course, it will sell if it is the truth. That's one thing. The second aspect of it is that let people know the value of something before you commercialize it. I remember that we were told that when electricity was introduced into this city, even up to now, it has been done. Anything you want to commercialize, you want to give it for people to test first. You say, okay, 6 months test before you now place monetary value on it. I want to advise that the online media practitioners, what they should go for first, what should be behind their mind is promotion of African culture, Nigerian culture. Of course, within certain period of time, it will translate to money. So I want to advise them that, well, they should do investigative journalism, things that people will watch and say, oh, it's true, and not things that will bring argument and counter-argument. You didn't do your research very well. No, this is not the way it was. This is the way it was. So that is it. If it is not colored, I want to believe that people will accept it and it's going to translate into money.
Thank you so much.
Audio